Do you wake up tired, slog through the day, and rely on caffeine jolts to keep going? Does it seem like your low battery warning is always blinking? The struggle is real. Modern life often has us burning the candle at both ends, juggling work, family, and an endless to-do list, until our energy reserves hit empty. Think of your body as a smartphone. When too many apps, stress, poor diet, lack of sleep run in the background, your battery drains fast. The result? You're feeling so tired all the time? Constant fatigue is not normal, and you don't have to accept it. By understanding what's sapping your energy, you can make changes to recharge your batteries. Let's dive into the most common causes of fatigue and how to beat them one by one. Ever notice how a candy bar or donut gives you a quick rush, only to leave you more tired shortly after? That's the blood sugar spike and crash effect. Studies show that diets high in refined carbs, like white bread, sweets, and processed foods, lead to rapid swings in blood glucose that can reduce alertness and increase fatigue shortly after eating. In fact, a meta-analysis found that consuming a lot of simple carbs can make people feel more tired within just 30 minutes. It's literally an energy roller coaster, a fast climb followed by a steep plunge. Even if you eat plenty of calories, you might be running on empty nutrition. A poor diet can leave you deficient in key vitamins and minerals that your body needs to produce energy. For example, low iron, vitamin D, or B12 levels are notorious for causing fatigue. Iron is needed to carry oxygen in your blood, so too little iron or outright anemia makes you feel weak and drained. Vitamin D and B12 support energy and muscle function. Shortages often show up as exhaustion, brain fog, and sluggishness. The fix may be as simple as tweaking your diet or taking supplements under a doctor's guidance. Before you reach for another coffee, ask yourself, have I had enough water today? Even mild dehydration can sap your energy and impair concentration. Our cells need fluid to carry out almost every process, including energy production. When you're not adequately hydrated, your blood volume drops, making the heart work harder to pump oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and organs, leaving you feeling tired and dizzy. Headaches or that mid-afternoon slump might sometimes be your body's way of saying, "Hey, I need water." So, drink up throughout the day. The good news is you can turn this around starting with your next meal. Try to eat a balanced diet with a mix of complex carbs, lean protein, and healthy fats to provide steady energy. Swap the sugary breakfast cereal for oatmeal with nuts and berries. Include iron-rich foods like leafy greens, lentils, and lean meats. And don't skimp on foods high in B vitamins, like eggs, fish, and whole grains, and magnesium, like nuts and seeds, which help your cells make energy. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Make water your go-to drink. Even small changes like these can stabilize your blood sugar and keep your energy on a more even keel throughout the day. It sounds obvious, but it's worth shouting from the rooftops. If you're always tired, check your sleep. You might be chronically exhausted simply because you're not giving your body enough quality sleep. Many adults get far less than the recommended 7 to 9 hours. In fact, according to the CDC, 1 in 3 adults fails to get at least 7 hours of sleep regularly. When you consistently sleep too little, you accumulate sleep debt that leaves you mentally and physically drained. No amount of willpower or espresso shots can make up for a chronic sleep shortfall. You'll feel groggy, sluggish, and prone to nodding off because your body needs more downtime to restore and repair itself. Sleep is when your brain recharges and your muscles recover. Cut it short and you'll drag the next day. Quantity of sleep is crucial, but so is quality. Interrupted or light, restless sleep can leave you just as tired as too little sleep. Things like sleep apnea, or snoring, or a partner's tossing and turning might be disrupting your deep sleep cycles without you realizing. An irregular sleep schedule can also confuse your body's internal clock. Our bodies crave consistency. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day to optimize our sleep stages. If you're all over the map, you may never hit that truly refreshing, restorative sleep stride. Evening screen time is a major culprit in modern fatigue. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and laptops suppresses your melatonin production, tricking your brain into thinking it's daytime and throwing off your circadian rhythm. Even though you feel mentally exhausted, that Instagram doom scrolling or last-minute email check is telling your brain to stay alert. Researchers at Harvard found that blue light exposure at night can shift your internal clock by up to 3 hours, making it harder to fall asleep and cutting into REM sleep. No wonder you're waking up groggy. Plus, stimulating content like an exciting show or anxious news can keep your mind wired when it should be winding down. The beauty here is that improving sleep often yields fast benefits. Sometimes after just one good night's rest, you feel like a new person. Make quality sleep a non-negotiable part of your routine. Aim for 7 to 9 hours in a cool, dark room. Set a regular bedtime and wake time. Yes, even on weekends, your body doesn't know the difference. Create a relaxing wind-down ritual without screens, perhaps reading a paper book, gentle stretching, or listening to calm music. Try to cut off caffeine by mid-afternoon so it doesn't sabotage your night. Give yourself a tech curfew. Turn off the TV, laptop, and phone at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you must use a device, use night mode or blue light filter apps. But know that complete darkness is best for melatonin release. These changes take discipline, but the payoff is huge. Waking up actually feeling rested is priceless, and it sets you up for an energetic day rather than a day spent sleepwalking. If you feel like you're always tired, consider the possibility that you're mentally and emotionally exhausted as well as physically. The demands of modern life, endless emails, financial worries, caregiving, deadlines, the pressure to always be on, can push our stress response into overdrive. Living in a constant state of fight or flight is like revving a car engine non-stop. Eventually, you burn out. Our bodies are designed to handle short bursts of stress, followed by recovery. But today's world often keeps us in high gear all day long. When you're stressed, your adrenal glands pump out hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to keep you alert. That's okay for a little while, but long-term stress can totally derail your energy systems. Research shows that prolonged stress can dysregulate your cortisol rhythms, flattening your normal energy peaks and valleys. Over time, you might feel tired all morning and then tired and wired at night. Additionally, chronic stress and anxiety keep your mind racing, making quality sleep harder. Humans aren't machines. We need downtime. If you're answering work emails at midnight, saying yes to every request, and never giving yourself permission to relax, fatigue will accumulate. Sometimes we don't realize we're overextended until our body waves the white flag in the form of constant tiredness. Remember, rest is not laziness, it's necessary. While we can't eliminate all stress, we can change how we manage it. To prevent stress from siphoning your energy, build recharge moments into your day. Take short breaks to stretch, breathe, or step outside. Practice saying no sometimes. Protecting your time and energy is crucial. Try stress reduction techniques that appeal to you. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, journaling, or even just venting to a friend. These aren't just feel-good gimmicks. They help lower cortisol and give your body a chance to shift into rest and digest mode, restoring balance. Also, make time for activities that genuinely re-energize you, whether it's a hobby, listening to music, prayer, or playing with a pet. Remember that a healthy lifestyle isn't only about nutrition and sleep. It's also about mental well-being. When you lighten your stress load, you free up energy to live your life more fully. It sounds counterintuitive, but one big reason for feeling sluggish is not moving enough. When you're exhausted, plopping on the couch seems natural, but a consistently sedentary lifestyle can actually make fatigue worse. Our bodies are built to move. Without regular physical activity, everything slows down. Circulation, metabolism, and even mood. Think of the last time you spent an entire lazy Sunday on the sofa. By evening, you probably felt more tired, and maybe achy, than on days when you were moderately active, right? Inactivity breeds low energy. When you don't exercise, your heart and lungs don't get conditioned to efficiently supply oxygen. Your muscles become weaker, and over time you might even develop stiffness or pain that makes you feel old and tired. It's a deconditioning spiral. What's tricky is that when you're always tired, exercise is the last thing you feel like doing. So you skip it. But then that lack of movement contributes to feeling even more fatigued. And the cycle continues. Regular physical activity boosts the efficiency of your mitochondria and triggers the release of endorphins, those feel-good brain chemicals that make you feel more alert and upbeat. One remarkable study at the University of Georgia found that sedentary people who started doing just low-intensity exercise, like a leisurely walk, 3 times a week, reduced their fatigue by 65%, and increased their daily energy by 20%. That's a huge improvement from a pretty small effort. The participants, who did slightly more intense exercise, also improved. But interestingly, the easy exercises felt least tired, suggesting that even gentle activity is enough to break out of the fatigue trap. The take-home message: when you're tired, move, even if your brain is whispering, sit down. A short walk, a quick dance to your favorite song, or some stretching can invigorate you more than another hour of idle sitting. Movement gets your blood pumping, delivering oxygen and nutrients throughout your body. That's like giving every cell a mini energy shot. On the flip side, sitting for long periods can lead to stagnation, both physically and mentally. If you work a desk job, by mid-afternoon, you might feel the slump setting in. Getting up to move periodically can prevent that stagnant fatigue. It's one reason why, even on busy days, a quick stroll outside can wake you up better than a nap. You don't need to start training for a marathon to reap the energy rewards of exercise. In fact, if you're extremely fatigued, start small and gentle. Try a 15-minute walk or a beginner-friendly workout video. Do some light stretching in the mornings to shake off grogginess. As you build strength and stamina, gradually increase your activity. The goal is consistency, not intensity. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days, even broken into shorter chunks. It might be hard to begin when you feel exhausted, but remember that action creates energy. Consider finding an accountability buddy or group class to make it fun. The more you move, the more you'll want to move, and the more alive and energized you'll feel. Sometimes, the reason you're always tired isn't just about lifestyle habits. It can also be due to less obvious factors in your environment or underlying health issues. It's worth mentioning these, because if you've optimized your diet, sleep, and stress and still feel drained, you might need to look a bit deeper. We often overlook the quality of the air we breathe or the chemicals we're exposed to daily, but they can play a role in fatigue. Ever spend a day in a stuffy, poorly ventilated room and end up with a headache and heavy fatigue? That's because stale or polluted air literally saps your energy. High levels of air pollution force your body to work harder to get the oxygen it needs, which can leave you feeling tired and even take days to recover from. Indoor air pollutants, think mold chemical fumes, or simply high CO2 from lack of fresh air, can cause symptoms like headaches, drowsiness, and brain fog. One study found that teenagers felt more exhausted and distressed on days with higher air pollution, even without any medical conditions. Over time, low-level toxin exposure from things like pesticides, heavy metals, or mold toxins might contribute to chronic fatigue by causing inflammation or stressing your body's detox systems. While science is still unraveling this, it's clear that clean air and a clean environment make a difference. If exhaustion is severe and persistent, despite healthy changes, it might be wise to consider if an underlying health issue is at play. Conditions like thyroid disorders. An underactive thyroid slows metabolism and can make you feel lethargic. Anemia or chronic fatigue syndrome are some possibilities. Other issues such as heart disease can present as chronic tiredness. The intent here isn't to scare you, but to underscore that if you suspect something more is going on, see a healthcare professional. A few tests can rule out or confirm medical causes for your fatigue. Treating a hidden condition, like taking thyroid medication or managing anemia, could vastly improve your energy. Don't forget that certain medications have side effects that include drowsiness or weakness. For example, some antihistamines, blood pressure meds, or antidepressants. If your fatigue started after a new prescription, talk to your doctor. A dosage adjustment or alternative might help. And ironically, relying too heavily on stimulants, caffeine, or energy drinks can backfire. The immediate perk-up feels good, but when it wears off, you crash harder. Over time, needing more and more caffeine just to function indicates it's masking an underlying imbalance, like chronic lack of sleep or high stress. It might be time to gradually dial back the triple lattes and focus on natural energy boosters. To improve your air quality, open windows for ventilation. Get an air purifier if needed. Add some indoor plants, they help clean the air, and avoid smoking. Be mindful of household chemicals. Use natural cleaning products when possible and store paints or solvents away from living areas. If you suspect mold in your home, have it inspected and remedied. These changes can be subtle but powerful over time. You'll literally breathe easier and likely sleep better too. On the medical front, keep up with regular checkups. It's motivating to know that most of the time, fatigue can be greatly improved by lifestyle changes. But if you've done those and still feel constantly drained, seeking medical advice is an act of self-care. You deserve to feel good, and sometimes that means getting a little help to uncover hidden energy thieves. Imagine waking up refreshed, powering through your tasks with a clear mind, and still having energy left for hobbies or family in the evening. That's not a fantasy. It's a realistic outcome once you start implementing these changes. And it doesn't require perfection. Even adopting a few new habits can spark a positive cycle. More energy makes it easier to exercise. Exercise helps you sleep better. Quality sleep improves your food choices. And suddenly you've got a virtuous circle instead of a vicious cycle. Remember, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Making your well-being a priority will benefit not just you, but everyone around you, because you'll be operating at your best. So start today. Pick one tip that spoke to you and commit to it. Maybe swap that afternoon energy drink for a brisk walk, or set a firm lights out time tonight. Small steps lead to big strides when done consistently. You deserve to live with vitality and enthusiasm. It's time to fill up your tank, recharge your batteries, and get back to feeling like the energized, vibrant you that you are meant to be. No more running on empty. Let's fuel up for a healthier, happier life. You've got this. By implementing these evidence-backed strategies, you can break free from the fatigue cycle. Here's to waking up, rested, and conquering your days with energy to spare. Stay healthy and stay energized.